Alright ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into how property investors are now able to buy below market value and refinance against the full market value of a property on the very same day they complete. This approach was popular years ago until lenders clamped down, but in 2025, it's quietly made a comeback, and this time, the structure is even more powerful. Yes, it still involves a short-term bridge, but not the kind that you're used to. This is a one-day bridge with no minimum interest periods at a minimal cost and at lightning fast turnaround, where you're able to exchange, complete and refinance within the same working day. And if the deal stacks up well, investors are able to recover the majority or all of their capital within 24 hours of completing the deal. We'll unpack exactly how it works, what's changed behind the scenes, and why this structure fits so well with the title splitting strategy. This isn't a headline trick or some marketing gimmick, and I am not advertising no money down deals. So if you want to learn exactly how this works, you're looking to scale your property portfolio faster and stop waiting 6 to 12 months to recycle your funds, then stick around. This could change how you approach every deal going forward. Let's start with what's prevented this until recently. For years, mortgage lenders based valuations on the lower of the purchase price or open market value. That meant if you bought a block of flats for £750,000, but it was actually worth £1 million after you'd split the titles, they'd still only lend against the £750,000 unless you went onto a bridge and waited for around 6 months to refinance. That rule, plus slow land registry processing for the titles to be officially split, meant that even good deals had to be bought using bridging, and of course that came with all the associated fees, delays and exit risks. So while the title split strategy created strong value on paper, unlocking that value quickly was difficult. It also meant you had to buy at a substantial discount to factor in the cost of using bridging finance. So we've now finally found a solution to all of those costs and delays that bridging finance brings, where this new approach now allows refinancing to take place on the same day as the purchase. There's no need to wait months for leasehold titles to register, no more burning thousands in bridge costs just to hold a deal while refinancing catches up. And yes, I did say no more waiting for leasehold titles to be registered, as the mortgage lender will happily refinance against the overall split value of the apartment block without the titles actually being split. Just as long as you can prove from a valuation that splitting the titles does actually increase the value of the property, they are happy to proceed and take security on the freehold block without the leasehold titles ever being created. And to be clear, this isn't available for every deal, as the numbers have to stack up, and it's solely been designed for title splitting apartment blocks or multi-unit self-contained properties. And it's not something you'll see advertised on a broker's website. It relies on a particular legal and lending framework with the right team coordinating valuation, conveyancing, and lending in a tightly managed process. But when it works, it's a massive shift in how quickly and efficiently you can move from purchase to refinance. Oh, and get this, the lenders will also lend against the split value, not the purchase price. So if you can prove that a title split increases the value enough, you can borrow up to 100% of the purchase price, meaning you won't need to find huge pots of cash to cover the deposit. This strategy and way of funding is something I go over in depth in my free title split mini course. If this is a strategy that you'd like to take advantage of and learn how to grow a multi-million pound portfolio just from one deal, then you can sign up to that free course via the link below in the description. If you're using the title split strategy, this lending model fits perfectly. Title splitting is about buying a single freehold property, typically a block of flats, usually tenanted and income generating from day one, and then legally separating the units into individual leaseholds. That restructure often creates significant uplift in value without having to worry about development risk, heavy refurbs, or long timelines. And because the uplift is created through a legal process, not physical works, lenders can be more confident in the valuation, if they're set up to work with this model, of course. This is where same-day refinancing becomes possible. The uplift isn't theoretical, it's real, recognised in the valuation, and fundable, provided you'd structured things properly. Of course, we go over exactly how to do this within the free title split mini course, which of course you can sign up to below in the description. Let's address a common misconception. This isn't about doing deals with no money at all. The one-day bridge and mortgage providers will lend against the split value on the day of completion and not the purchase price. So there is a possibility of borrowing up to 100% of the purchase price. However, you still need capital to cover the acquisition costs such as legal fees, valuations, surveys and taxes, but that doesn't have to come from your own funds. Structuring a deal in this way becomes far more attractive to JV partners or private investors, where they may only need to put a fraction of the funds towards the deal compared to what they normally would have had to do towards a standard deal. What this model does is reduce how long that capital stays tied up for. Instead of leaving £100,000 trapped in a deal for 6 to 12 months, the refinance happens immediately, meaning that capital becomes available for the next deal, often within hours of completion, not months. Let's say you've secured a fully let block of 6 flats. You carry out a valuation which will confirm if the flats in that block are worth more as individual units than they are as a single freehold block. If it is confirmed that those 6 flats are worth more if sold as individual units compared to what you are paying for the block as a whole, then the lenders will lend against the combined value of those 6 individual units. You'll then have the one-day bridge standing by to lend against the higher split value, and the mortgage lender offering the refinance will send the funds onto your solicitor, securing the refinance even before you've exchanged on the initial purchase. You'll then have everything lined up, ready to go, and the one-day bridge is executed, which enables you to exchange, complete, and as the refinance funds are already sitting with your solicitors, you'll instantly be able to refinance, thus avoiding the need for a 6 to 12 month bridge. But again, this only works when the deal is structured correctly and when the team handling it knows exactly how to coordinate each step. Luckily, I have this team in place, and doing deals in this way is something I can guide you through. Most investors I speak with aren't struggling to find good deals. They're struggling to scale because their funds are locked in for far too long, or the deposits they need for larger deals like apartment blocks are way out of their league. The old model of buy, bridge, wait, refinance slows things down and limits how far you can grow, even if the deal is solid. This lending structure, paired with the right acquisition strategy, changes that. You're effectively leapfrogging the time lag that's held investors back for years, and you're potentially avoiding the need for hefty lump deposits. So to bring it all together, this isn't about trying to find some magic loophole or cutting corners. It's about structuring your deals in a smarter way, where legal, lending, and valuation all align to move your capital faster, scale with more confidence, and avoid the unnecessary delays and costs that kill momentum. The ability to exchange, complete, and refinance within the same working day is a serious shift. And if you're serious about building a property portfolio, this is a kind of structure that makes it possible to grow quickly without relying on unrealistic discounts or heavy refurbs. If you want to see how this works in practice and how to set up these deals for success, I walk through it all inside the free title split mini course. And of course, the link is down below in the description. No fluff, just the real steps and the real structure behind these kind of deals. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you for being a subscriber. I'll see you again on the next one.